Hello there, everyone. Ashnflash here, and welcome on in to my review of the Bad Batch Season 1. And I'm not trying to make my channel into a movie, a TV show review channel. I'm not trying to do that at all. It's just there's been so much, at least this last week, and specifically with the Bad Batch, it just applies so much to the channel and to Lego, and I want to talk about some set ideas for this like we do in all the other reviews. And I think that you guys are just really receptive to them, so I figured I would do this for the series. If you've been on the fence about watching the series, or maybe you hopped off, honestly, I think that you could just skip out a couple of episodes and just kind of come in at the end and you'd get a gist of what's going on. And that's probably my main complaint about this is there was just, it felt like it's not necessarily filler episodes. Like there was at least one good moment, I think, probably in every episode. I couldn't tell you every episode. I'm not gonna bother looking up the list because if it's forgettable, then it's forgettable. You know what I mean? Like if I don't remember it happening in the series, or if I can't look at each episode separating them all, then that's on the series that they were forgettable. Sorry to interject, but I was looking up reference pictures for this video. There's 16 episodes. How did that happen? This show started 16 weeks ago. I honestly, like I just finished saying, I could not tell you all 16 episodes. That is how forgettable a lot of these are, or that they've just all merged into this collective Bad Batch filler. I don't even know. I'm stunned that I watched 16 episodes of this. I honestly, no word of a lie, had no clue. I think that for the most part, it feels like it was so long ago that the series started, and it started off great. Like that first episode, I really loved. I think that even just seeing them introduced back in Clone Wars, which is another thing that we did a review for the final season, I think that it was really interesting to see these clones and just their personalities are so different. And I've seen interviews of D. Bradley Baker turning on and off the voices and explaining them all and how they are so unique. And I think that that was really cool to see here. And again, it's hard to kind of pinpoint different episodes, but the first one was great to see Order 66, to see how they were involved, to see Kanan as well. That was really cool. I really appreciated seeing that aspect of it and seeing him cause the divide. And even just, I guess, not necessarily closure for Kanan, but even just thinking of you hear him talk about his distrust to the clones and things like that. So you kind of see that, and you get to see it. That was really cool, and you get to see it all go down. And I thought that was really special, even if you were a Rebels fan. But anyways, the next episode, it was the one where they got stuck or whatever. I don't know. It wasn't very good. Fennec was there at some point. She popped in for an episode. They relied way too much on other cameos of characters. Oh no, the one episode, I'm sorry, that the second one was really good. The second one was the one where we went back and we got to meet Cut, and then yeah, that was good. And then at some point we meet up with Rex. I'm hopping all over the place, but the Rex episode was really good as well, seeing them remove their inhibitor chips and getting to hear Rex, and just seeing him again in this era, I think was really interesting post, the finale of Clone Wars where we last saw him. And then who else? We saw Bib Fortuna at some point. I really didn't like Sid as a character. She wasn't my favorite Star Wars character. I found her a little annoying at times, and just the missions and stuff like that she was putting them on. Why are they even I don't know. It was just a lot of filler to get things moving, which really happened towards the end, which you really get the sense of that. But there's a few other good moments there. I really liked, I think I would, if I were to cut the series down, I would keep the Ryloth arc. I thought that was really good. Getting to meet Hera when she was younger, as well as just seeing what happened there, the whole occupation of the Empire. I think that that was something that they didn't necessarily do too well in showing the transition of the era between the Republic to the Empire, at least not consistently. It was very hit and miss. Again, seeing back with Cut and his family, seeing that all go down, I thought was really good, and seeing the Empire take over that planet, we got to see that aspect of it. And then towards the end of the season 1, because we're getting season 2, just seeing the I guess what they did with Gregor and everything as well, using him to train stormtroopers, I thought was really interesting. And having Rex send them on that mission was kind of cool as well. Not sure what he's up to. He was in the middle of a fight, so maybe we'll get to find out more about that in the future. But I think the Gregor episode was another really solid one, and getting to see Project War Mantle that was referenced back from Rogue One, I thought was really interesting, and to find out what that was, I think that was pretty neat. And yeah, just Gregor's involvement and seeing him here young again was pretty interesting as well. And just getting to see like what sort of plans I guess the Empire's doing. I liked seeing Crosshair as well in some of the situations that they put him in. But again, it felt really long and a lot of filler episodes to get to where we were. Even like we were going without seeing Crosshair at sometimes as well. So I didn't particularly like that aspect of it. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like I was about to say overall it was good, but overall it wasn't. Like there was just some really dull episodes where I know for a fact that people hopped off the show. Like they just gave up. Even myself on Friday nights, like, and this is something that I'm gonna miss. Even myself on Thursday nights, or I guess Friday mornings, I would always stay up for The Mandalorian. And then, of course, now they're moving things to Wednesdays thanks to the success of Loki. And then The Bad Batch is the final thing to come out here on Friday mornings. So I'm really going to miss that, as well as just it was something that I would do. So I would watch The Mandalorian, and then I would go ahead and I would watch High School Musical, the musical, the series. But it got to the point where I was more looking forward to the High School Musical episodes over The Bad Batch. So I started to watch them before The Bad Batch. I would always watch the Star Wars show first or the Marvel show first and then follow it with that. And I flipped it because I was like, it's just another episode of them going somewhere, meeting someone, and not really moving the plot along. At least with The Mandalorian, they would do that, but it would move along. This, like, what happened? Like, where did we really, yeah, they got closer together, but Crosshair's still with the Empire, and the 5 of them are off doing, I guess, more missions for Sid. Literally nothing has changed, really. They're still on the run from the Empire. There's no, hey, we're going to help Rex in the rebellion. Nothing. You know what I mean? Who else? What else? Cad Bane. How can I not talk about Cad Bane? That was really great to see him back and to see that, I guess, the shoot off with Boba happened because he's got the patch or whatever on his head. So that's kind of cool. And seeing Toto back as well was really great. And speaking of droids, of course, we got to see AZ back, which was amazing. Just to talk about that a bit, I really did not expect to get as emotional as I did with Kamino getting destroyed. I honestly thought that, from last week, it didn't do too much, but then this week to see it actually falling into the water and on fire and all that, all of a sudden I just had these flashbacks come back to me when I was a kid. And I remember we had watched the first episode, of course, after 4, 5, 6, and then I remember watching 1, and I don't know what was going on, but we went out for pizza, and I remember the exact place, and we brought the pizza home, and we watched the movie, and I remember being freaked out by Zam Wesell and the opening of all that, and anyways, I vaguely remember, like, Kamino and all that. So just thinking back to the first time that I was introduced to Kamino, playing it in the Lego games, and then even, going forward into the Clone Wars, and that plays such a big part of the show, and even like the attack on Kamino with 99, and it just brought me back to bawling my eyes out when I was younger, and then every subsequent time that I would watch those episodes. And even playing in Battlefront 2, I hated being on Kamino because I'm like, this is the hallways and this is the bunkers, and it just really brought me back to Kamino. So I love it so much. And I guess just to wrap things up about the show, I'm excited about where it's going. Like, wherever they took Nala Se, I thought was really interesting, and it appears that the outfits that those people are wearing, or at least that female one, looks to be the exact same with Dr. Pershing. So I think that going forward, like, that's really exciting to see potentially, like, Dr. Pershing, and just see, like, what they are cloning, and to see the origins of Grogu, perhaps, as well as just, what was Rex fighting. I feel like those are some of the things that we'll get to see in the future with the second season. Hopefully they find their place. I was really concerned because you get to fall in love with all these characters, and Omega And you know, I was concerned like, well, where are they now? So are they all gonna die off? Oh, dying! I have to mention this before we talk about Lego. This show played it so annoyingly safe. I understand stunning your brothers. I'm on board. I completely understand you want to stun the clones. The minute they introduced the stormtroopers, I'm like, finally, you could take it off a stun, because it's just the most annoying thing. Like, they're trying to kill you, and then you're never gonna get shot, obviously, because you guys are the main characters. But it's so unrealistic to me that they're still stunning them back, and then it's unrealistic to me that they're stunning stormtroopers. I That needs to go away. Please go away. I don't even know how many people died, but I was comparing it to What If this week, and they just did not hold back. Like, they made it realistic, and this to me just felt very childish. Like, they were pulling their punches. Please don't do that again. Anyways, Lego sets. What could we get? Number one thing, next year, 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones. We need that. We need a Camino Master Builder series. Please, we need it to happen. I really, 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 really need it to happen. Tying the Bad Batch to it as well. Like, you could do a couple of different things. You could do episode 2. You could do Clone Wars stuff in there as well. You could do Bad Batch. You could do it all. Maybe that's a little too far, but I think that it's definitely possible. Anyways, that's just what I would like to see in the future. But specifically, though, I think Cad Bane's ship has a good chance. I could maybe see them even doing like some sort of speeder bike chase with Fennec, since now that they've got all the pieces and everything, they could just put Hunter, Fennec, and Omega in a set. But I'm trying to think of like what else they could really do. Omega has to appear in something, and I don't necessarily know what that could be. Besides a set like that, I feel like with Cad Bane would be really good with his ship. I think people would drop so much for that. Like, absolutely, with getting Cad Bane, Toto for the first time, Omega for the first time, and, you know, maybe even put Fennec in there, or I don't know. There's a lot you could do there. But I think personally, that's what I would go with if I had to pick something for the Bad Batch, because we got the little art at the top, so hopefully they reuse it at some point. But yeah, we need Omega, obviously, with the Harry Potter hair and tan. That's what I would do anyways. But guys, what did you think of Bad Batch Season 1? Did you hop off? Did you just enjoy my recap of it? Because really, not much changed at the end, I guess. But I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. What did you think of it? What would you like to see them do in Season 2? And what would you like to see come from Lego? But I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.